Next up, we've got an exciting example of what Terry was talking about. This is a very special episode of ARP Tank. Yeah. A few months ago, each of us received a request from AARP to offer ideas about how AARP could innovate to help people age 50 plus. We were asked for fresh ideas on what new programs and activities AARP could undertake to best meet the needs and wants of our members and all Americans age 50 plus, and how we could improve our operations to make that happen. Terry and Kevin and their shops, they winnowed through a huge pile of them. And actually, some of them are already being implemented by the association, so stay tuned for more on that. Today, though, we wanted to give two of our colleagues the chance to pitch their ideas, to pitch their innovations to a panel of experts and to us here in the audience. Our illustrious panel will poke and prod to determine how viable each one is, with a particular eye on how each of the proposals, meets the 3 Gs of our enterprise strategy. Both of today's ideas have been through the ringer, and they are excellent. Each one of them earning their innovator at least 250 recognition points. Yeah. However, only one will win first place, which means that it will be implemented immediately, winning its innovator 500 recognition points. Ooh and ah, yes. Let me remind everybody here that as we are an organization that generates hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue from the use of intellectual property, that ARP Tank is in no way related to the television show Shark Tank. It's a show in which entrepreneurs pitch their ideas to a panel of experts and venture capitalists. And once again, that has absolutely nothing in common. So let's meet our distinguished panel members. First, the grand poobah of AARP Innovation, Terry Bradwell. Next up, Martha Boudreau, who is so awesome. I work for her. Here to give the national staff a big reality check is the longtime director of AARP South Dakota and current regional vice president. Here we got Sarah Jennings. Next up, we heard from him earlier. He's the big brain in the bow tie, Joe Coughlin. Finally, AARP Chief of Staff and that guy, Kevin Donnellan. All right, welcome panelists. And with that, let's meet our first innovator.
Hi, my name is Mr. Jacoby, and I've been with AARP Indiana now for 11 months as a senior program assistant, and it's been great. I started out with AARP as a communications intern in the St. Petersburg office, and eventually went to the Florida State Capitol of Tallahassee. It's been a great opportunity for me, and I can't wait to do more within the Hoosier State after leaving Florida. I enjoy running and checking out downtown Minneapolis in my free time. AARP truly brings real possibilities not only to the 50 plus, but to people like me, because one day we'll be 50. And I can't wait to continue to bring opportunities not only for them, but for our generation moving forward. Thank you, and have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vincent Jacoby from AARP Indiana.
Hi, my name is Vincent Jacoby, and today I want to talk to you about a product that I believe that will improve both our lives as well as our loved ones' lives. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to somebody who I hold near and dear to my heart, and that's my mother. There she is. I don't know. Next slide. Oh, thank you. That's my mother. And that's my baby nephew right there. Don't let the smile fool you. He's a troublemaker. So, my idea focuses on a wearable. So, wearables, what do they have? They track steps, mileage, and sleep. So, my mother's a pharmacy technician. And every day when she goes to work, she tells me she feels like she walks thousands of miles. Well, at least that's what it feels like. So I got to wondering, how many miles does she actually walk? So on Christmas morning, I got her a Fitbit, a wearable. And I began to wonder, what else could a wearable do? It can track steps, mileage, and sleep, but what can it do for a caregiver? The LifeBand has a button on it. Upon pressing the button, a notification will be sent from the caregiver to the person receiving the care. It can also be enabled with emergency medical service in case someone is alone and they need assistance. So, the LifeBand can be implemented in many of our initiatives, from iHeart Caregivers to Life Reimagined to AARP Tech. With iHeart Caregivers, both a caregiver and an individual receiving care can both wear a LifeBand. Upon pressing the button, a notification will be sent to both of them, as well as a social app, notifying them that they're both okay or if they need assistance without disrupting their lifestyle. So, with Life Reimagined, you are taking steps literally to improve your life. And you're seeing the results in your overall health as well as on your wrist. With AARP Tech, there'll be an online customer service group on hand to answer any questions you may have regarding the device. The RealPad has this as well, so this would be a great idea to mix both with the RealPad. So in conclusion, join me in helping AARP find real possibilities in the $720 million industry that is soon to reach $1.5 billion by 2016. And then by 2018, it's going to reach $8 billion nationally, as well as internationally, it'll be $14 billion. So let's take the next step forward. Let's disrupt aging. Let's find real possibilities with the LifeBand. Let's band together. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Are we on? Wow, that's an amazing idea, Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you. I had the pleasure of being able to see a little bit of you going through the process, so I'm going to punt it over here to my partner in crime, Martha, for the first question. What do you think, Martha?
Vincent,
Yes.
so with the RealPad, we realize that price point is very important for our members and for people who are looking at that item. And of course, it depends on where you are. And
All right, can you stop talking and ask a question?
Hello?
At this point,
Joe, it's good you're between them.
Okay, actually, before I finish that question, I have another question. Sarah, were you
Yes.
part of the listening group? Just wondering. Okay, so anyway, Vincent, so what is your sense of the price point of this?
So the pricing of the
Yeah.
device? Well, I did some research and I looked at Fitbit. I myself have a Fitbit. And a Fitbit Flex costs to make approximately $17.36, but they sell it for around $99. So I feel that we can make it for a similar price, this LifeBand, and I would think that if we can team it up with our membership, because I know a membership costs $16 a year. So if we can offer a discount on the product that's under $100, I think we'll beat the rest of the market. So around $89.99, I'm thinking, something like that.
Great, okay.
Awesome. So I think we have time for one more question because we're short on time, so if you want to take the next one.
All right, quick question. So I noticed you're still wearing your Fitbit, but my understanding is a third of Americans who buy a wearable device no longer wear it after 6 months. So how will our device be different?
Well, like I said, I think that it's a $720 million industry as of 2014. As of 2018, it's scheduled to go to $8 billion. So there's definitely going to be growth there. And I think internationally by 2018, $14 billion. So I understand wearables aren't for everyone, but I do think that there is a market there, and I think AARP, moving forward, should take the next step with it. No pun intended, kind of, yeah.
And just to add to that, I think based on what I heard Vincent talking about, he's integrating it with several other things that we're doing. So that gives
Right.
it a lot of staying power. It's not just one thing. That's what I loved about the idea.
Right, and,
Very
and,
integrated.
and in the spirit of Dr. Ethel Percy-Andrus, it provides a service. That's the thing I think will stand out from a lot of these Fitbits or a lot of these Jawbones or Nike Fuel Bands. They're fun, but do they provide service? And I know that they have something called a Life Alert, but you know, I want to eliminate that stigma of it. I want to make it fun, just like AARP, but also provide a service.
Okay, we got to get one more question.
I
Okay,
just-
Joe is chomping at the bit here.
I just want you to think about it. The technology is moving so quickly in multiple directions. The question is whether we'd be able to want to keep up with the big boys. Would you think about making it truly a service where we give you the device, but there's a monthly fee? And we change out the device as the technology changes with new additions and new add-ons and the like, and that way you're never locked into the same old watch ever again.
That's a great idea, and like I said, that's why you guys are here, and that's wonderful. I'm open to all of your ideas.
We're in.
And you know, and like I said, you know, Just like we're going through a reorganization, I think this has the potential to develop into multi-generation, into multi-generations.
Great idea, great problem.
Great idea. Great. Let's give it up again for
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. And now we've got our second innovator.
Hi, I'm Natalie Graves Tucker, and I've been with AARP for 19 years, and I started as an intern here. I'm now a multicultural markets manager in multicultural markets and engagements in the CSN group, and I manage the outreach activities for fraternities and sororities, historically black colleges and universities, through the state programs and infotainment. I am also a Disney cruiser, a runner, an actor, a Helen Hayes theater judge, and the voice of AARP's RealPad. I am also a wife and a mother to 2 rambunctious teenage sons.
Natalie Tucker.
That's my family over there. Hi. Throughout my 19 years here at AARP, I've had hundreds of requests from my friends and family asking me for recommendations about senior services for their mother in Florida or for their dad in West Virginia. And as a former social worker, I send them to their local area agency on aging or a national website like Elder Care Locator. Now, when they go to these sites, you don't know if these resources are good or bad. What if there was a scalable platform that leveraged AARP's greatest asset, our 38 million members, to provide the members, caregivers, and the 50-plus population with reviews on essential elder care services? Ethel's List is that platform, named after our founder, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus. Here's how it would work. It would be an online platform with a call center and an app. And it could possibly be touch points in every state with volunteers. It would be modeled after Yelp and TripAdvisor with the free reviews and the 5-star rating. It would be free to AARP members, and for others, they could pay a price or just join AARP and you could use it for free. You could input your experiences and search reviewed experiences by looking in your neighborhood or for where your loved one lives. We could start with caregiving. We have a natural complement for Ethel's List for online and telephone with the Online Caregiving Resource Center. And we can even expand on AARP's digital caregiving experience that's going to launch later this year and add the member reviews and the 5-star rating. Businesses could use it and provide discounts and coupons for Ethel's List members. And for Ethel's List members, they should only be able to see it for free. Wow. We could also enhance with adding more reviews and go further down the road with more services. So Ethel's List, the A list that you want to be on.
All right. All right, another great idea. Let's start at Elder and Kevin.
Yeah, Natalie, I mean, I think it's a really interesting idea, but as you said, there are other services out there. You've got Yelp and those sorts of things. You also have, Craigslist, Angie's List, and things like that. So given that there are other people already in the market, how would we know whether we're a success if we were to do this? How would you measure the success on this?
Well, we can pair the experiences of our 38 million members and add that to our trusted and credible name and connect them to those local services that people would trust. And that's why people come to us, because they trust us. Other people you have to pay. You don't really know Angie's List, you don't know caring.com, you know AARP. And you know that our members are going to have the same type of experiences, so you want to go to that place that you can trust and know. So it'll be measurable by how many people are using it, how many people are becoming members because they want to get it for free. You have a good mix of boomers and Gen Xers who are searching for this information because there are 42 million people who are caring for their loved ones. So we have a lot of people who will use it, and they'd come to AARP to look for it.
But you mentioned caregiving. What would be another platform or area that you would build out if we had Ethel's List?
yes.
And by the way, the name is just fantastic.
Well, we could start with caregiving, like I said, because that's something we have already built, but we could expand it to any other services that the 50-plus community would need. Transportation, nutrition, adult daycare, Meals on Wheels, any types of services that a person would be looking for. I mean, Amazon started in books. Look where they are now.
Joe or Martha, who has the last word here?
Well, I'll have the
She's in
last word.
communications.
Please, John, go ahead.
I do have a question. I like the idea, and I love it because the most trusted face in America are other people like me, typically online, so the authenticity is great. But how would you eliminate the brother-in-law competitor problem? The brother-in-law who gives a review that's at the top of the list, and the competitor list who says, you were 0 out of 5. How do we moderate it so I'm getting a fair review and not a lot of clutter like Yelp and Angie's List?
Well, that's a good question. So we would have to do putting some type of protections in to make sure that there isn't a lot of fluff, that advertisers aren't putting a lot of fluff in there. So we want that honest review. If you're putting something in there that we find out is bad, you're off the list.
Great idea.
And it is a great idea. We got a hard job here. Thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.
Now. Wonderful.
Okay, so while our judges discuss the two great ideas, I want to take a couple minutes to discuss the other innovators in our midst. In response to the call for ideas, 82 of our colleagues submitted a total of 122 recommendations, many of which are in the process of being implemented by the association now. Of these, 27 submissions came from the great teams in the state offices, as well as the Lakewood Service Center. We even got an idea from one of our volunteers, Larry Saxon in California. Thank you, Larry. Terry's team scoured through all the submissions and identified 5 semifinalists for today's ARP Tank. Besides Natalie and Vincent, the other semifinalists were Troy Highsmith in the financial services group, who proposed working with physical and online storage providers to offer a subscription-based estate document storage and retrieval system, which would potentially be a huge help to caregivers with elderly parents and others. Jill Duke from the AARP Utah team. That's right. She proposed starting a Music for Grown-Ups program based on the incredible success of movies for grown-ups in Utah, as well as what she's been hearing on the ground in the Beehive State from our members. Finally, Ray Troggett in the Print Center of Excellence. What's Ray done to you? Who recommends that AARP start offering a bigger, bolder, and more engaging 50th birthday celebration for potential members. For being selected as semifinalists, Troy, Jill, and Ray will each receive 100 recognition points. Yeah. That's right. And for everyone else who submitted an idea, an innovation idea, made a recommendation, who took the time, you will all be receiving 25 recognition points. Thank you so much for your commitment and your creativity. If the message has not yet gotten through, for those of us who don't normally get invited to the ET meetings, we are no longer in the peanut gallery. And now?
We have deliberated and
Right.
we have a decision.
Hold on a sec. Joanne? And let's have our 2 finalists come out.
So we'll do the runner-up first. And I got to say, let's give both contestants a hand again. They were awesome. Really, really nice. Very good, Keith. Oh. You know, this is a tough choice. And, we have to have a winner and we have to have a second place. There's never any losers. But in this case, we actually have 2 people that really worked their fishes off over the last couple of weeks, honing these ideas and to present them in front of staff, and this is never an easy thing. So we're going to present, and Joanne, you want to do the honors? Okay, we're going, you always have the last word.
Present 500 to both Vincent and Natalie.
Wow.
Wow.
Bear with us, we need some shots for InfoNet.
How many channels was that?
Thank you. Again, let's give them another round of applause. You guys were awesome. Let's also thank the panelists as well.